Hi guys, so today I am filming a video outside because it is seriously like the perfect day. It's like 66 degrees and it's sunny and like birds are chirping and it just feels so nice outside. So I might film a couple videos out here, like 3 or something, so if you see me in this like exact outfit a lot, just be like, oh, she was just filming on the same day, you know, she doesn't wear that every single day. But yeah, today I am doing my teen job tips video that you guys like really requested. Like every single comment pretty much on my new job in like Old Navy Hall was like, yes, please do it, please do a video on teen job tips. I was like, okay, I guess they really want to see it. So while I was in school the other day, I made like this huge list of tips and stuff that I have, and basically like the whole process of what you should do if you're looking for a teen job. So I'm just going to kind of go through that with you guys and talk to you about my experience and hopefully just give you some tips. So if you're interested in that, then that's what I'm going to start talking about now. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is you need to do some research on your computer about like what age places around you hire. Usually most like restaurants and stores and stuff like that will hire at either 16 or 18 depending on the store. Most stores do not hire. That was a really loud bird. Most stores do not hire at 15. Some restaurants I know do hire at 15, and also I know a lot of grocery stores hire at 15. So if you're 15, you probably won't have as much options, but you do still have some options. If you are 14, I think you can bag groceries. And that's pretty much it, I think. I don't know. It depends on where you live. Just do some research and walk into places and ask them what age they hire and stuff like that. For me, most places were 16, but some places were also age 18. The thing that you need to do after you do that is you want to get together like a list of places near you that you could see yourself working at. So make it like a big list. Don't just limit yourself to like 5 places. You need to have maybe like 20 something or 15 places that you are planning on applying to, and you need to have options. You know, it might not be your number one choice that you want to work there, but it's still a job, and if you really do want a job, you will work pretty much anywhere that will hire you, I guess. So try to do that and just do a lot of online research. Just like literally if you Google what age does American Eagle hire, it'll tell you. Just if it's a well-known store or restaurant, they'll probably tell you, or you can walk in and ask them. And a lot of places you can also apply online, but I'll get into that in a second. Okay, the next thing you need to do is if you can't drive, get your mom or dad to drive you around maybe a day or two for a few hours and walk into places and ask them if you can see the manager. So you just walk into a place and you're like, hi, I was wondering if your manager's here. So normally the manager should be there. So when you talk to the manager will come up and you introduce yourself and you, hi, my name is blah, blah, blah. I was wondering if I could get an application. So then they might ask you, why do you want to work here? So kind of be prepared for that, but they won't ask you any like, you know, difficult questions. It's best to talk to the manager because those are the people that have like something to do with the hiring. And for my job, I went in and I talked to the manager, and then she was the lady that called me, gave me an interview, and the lady that hired me. So it worked out really well for me that I actually had a conversation with her. But if the manager is not there, you can just ask the person that says, oh no, they're not here right now. You can just say, oh, I was just wondering if you had a job application. So do that. You know, you can say, I was wondering if you're hiring right now or something like that, or you can say, I was wondering if I could get a job application, and just be, have a smile on your face and stuff like that, and just act like, you know, you have a good attitude and everything like that, and you're like excited and you want a job. You need to accumulate a good amount of job applications or you're probably not going to get hired. So every place you go to, you know, get an application. A lot of applications are online, and basically you can just Google like Old Navy application, and it might take a little while to find it, but a lot of them are online, or when you go into the store they'll tell you that they're online, and it's pretty easy to find them. So, okay, another thing you can do is that there is this cool website, and it's called snagajob.com. I'm sure if you Google it, you will find it, and you can like actually search for teen jobs in your area. So go on there, and I don't know if you actually have to make an account. You can just search like teen jobs and then type in your city, and they will tell you teen jobs and places that will hire you, and you can click on the place and see like what age they'll hire and what positions are open for that place. So that's really good. And I applied to a couple places from there, but I didn't get hired through there, but it still kind of helps me out to see which places were applying. Yeah, you can apply to lots of places through there, and also something that helped me, if you Google your local like mall or something like that, and you type in like the name of your mall and then type in jobs, it might come, if your mall has like a website, it might come up with a page that says job openings at your mall, and that helped me, and I applied to some of those places, but as I said, I didn't get hired at my mall, but it still kind of helped me to know which places at my mall were hiring, and it also tells you what age they're hiring, and a lot of them were 18, which was kind of annoying, but the ones that were 16, I applied through those on seeing it through the website. Once you actually get your job applications and you sit down and you start doing them, make sure that you write with good handwriting, just fill out every part of the application that you can, basically. If you need your mom or your dad's help with like the first few, because I definitely did, I was like, what does this mean? Just get their help. I'm sure they'll know what you need to write. And although a lot of job applications, when you're like sitting down and doing a big pile of them, it takes a while, it's going to be worth it if you actually get the job. So just don't like blow it off. Just like get home, do the applications, and then like bring them back as soon as you can, because that's like your best chance of getting hired. So if it's not an online job application and you're bringing it back to the store, when you bring it back, somebody just rode by on their bike. When you bring it back, try to have a smile on your face and a good attitude, and just be like, hi, I'm just returning a job application and I would love to work here, or something like that, and just give it to somebody who's working there, and they'll give you a smile and be like, okay, I'll have the manager or someone review this or something like that, and hopefully we will give you a call. A lot of places told me they were going to give me a call for an interview, like 3 places, and then they did not give me a call for an interview. So if they say that, don't think that like, oh, I'm gonna get an interview and I'm gonna get hired, because they might call you for an interview, but they also might just say that to everybody, you know what I mean? Because that's what I feel like they did to me. Okay, so after you basically turned in all your applications, what you need to do is just wait. And it kind of sounds annoying because, you just don't have a job or anything, but you might get a call really soon. You might have to wait, like weeks to get a call. My job application for Old Navy took 3 weeks from the time I applied till the time they called me. So, I mean, that's a pretty long time, I think. So just, give it patience. You're not going to get a call, you're normally probably not going to get a call like the next day after, unless they are like really in desperate need of people and they think you would be like an awesome worker. So while you're waiting for that, just do even more research, apply to even more places, think of like odd jobs of places that maybe you wouldn't normally think of applying to, and just keep applying to places, because that's the best thing you can do. Just never stop, because if you stop, you're not going to get a job. You need to just keep going, and I promise you somebody will hire you if you just keep applying everywhere. Okay, so now I'm going to go into what to do if the person calls you and asks you to come in for an interview, because that's what happened to me. And if you have a good job application and they need people and they think you would be a good worker, they will call you and ask you to come in and talk to them, or come in for an interview or something like that. And I was so nervous because I had never been to a job interview before, but just don't be nervous, because it's really just not that big of a deal. Like after I went to it, I was like, why was that such a big deal? Like I was with other girls and like it was just really like chill and relaxed, and it was not a big thing. So don't be so nervous about it. Next thing for an interview would be, don't dress up too much. You want to wear something that you would wear if you were hired at that place. So when I went to my interview at Old Navy, I wore nice dark wash jeans, nice shoes, and a pretty like shirt. And I mean, they didn't care that I wore jeans, because they told me when I was like they told me that like you could wear jeans there. You don't need to dress up and wear like a really nice dress or a really nice skirt or something, unless it's like an office job or something that you would be wearing that. So like dress up kind of, but don't dress up too much. You know what I mean? You'll find something, and just whatever you think you would be wearing to that job, basically. When you go to the interview, you just want to show your personality and just be yourself. And you want to tell them any experience that you may have had. If you've had, other jobs in that field before, you need to tell them that, because that will impress them. And just tell them basically any experience that you've had if they ask you about that. Also, just want to be very friendly, smile a lot, and make good eye contact with the person interviewing you. And also, if they're like shaking your hand, make sure you have like a firm handshake. That's something like, I don't know, I read. It just like tells about your handshake, like tells about you. I don't know. I didn't have to like shake the person's hand, but it's just like a one-on-one interview, just have like a firm handshake, and I think that will be good. You've done all that in your interview, you've done your best, and you've just made a really good impression of yourself, and they should hire you. But they might not, they might hire you, they might choose somebody else. I don't really know how it's going to happen, but if you feel like you did confident in your interview, then they'll probably hire you, because an interview is not that hard, and if they give you an interview, they already see that you have potential to fit in the job. So basically, if your interview people haven't called you back within maybe like a week, just keep trying at other places. You know, you might get a call later on from some place that you have that you applied to like a few weeks ago or a month ago or a couple months ago or something like that. You never know. You know, places that have your application keep it for like, I don't know how long they keep it, maybe like 5 or 6 months or something like that. So all you can do is just keep trying and just be determined, because if you really want a job, eventually you will find one. So just don't give up. Just try all these things. You just be really confident, and if you do all that stuff, you know, you should get a job. And just, you have to wait and just be patient, because it is hard to find jobs right now. A lot of people are not hiring and just stuff like that. But yeah, I hope this helped you guys out and gave you some tips, because I don't know, it was kind of, I liked thinking of all this stuff, and I hope I gave you guys some good tips. Because my mom has told me some of this stuff, and I've heard this stuff from other people and just from my experience. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this video. If you have any comments, questions, anything like that, feel free to leave it in the comments and I'll get back to you. And I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you soon. Bye.